So the last thing we're going to talk about, we might have a little absence of episodes because I think when this episode's going to be dropping, we're going to be helping Jaws D move.
Yeah.
Jaws D's moving out. So there might be one or two days that you might not have episodes. So just don't worry, we're not gone.
Yeah.
We're just lifting boxes.
I'm a big boy now.
So this is kind of a listener question, but it wasn't something officially from the Patreon. It was more just something that I was asked like crazy, and I figured I might as well make it a listener question that everyone could participate in. Everyone was asking me what did I got for my birthday the past following couple days ago, and I kind of really solidified what I should do this because I got home from work and there was a package for me waiting in the mail, and I got a present from one of our friends and listeners of the podcast here. And I was just like, oh man, okay, like I guess I probably should like maybe make this a topic or something. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ultra Primal for an awesome little gift. You know, it's the little things in life that make you smile. He even gave me a card too, and it was an Avengers card, which is cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was Avengers birthday card, so it was pretty cool. Because a while back when the old Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon was running, me and Ultra Primal were like watching it religiously on the boards together. So you could probably still find that thread on cybertron.ca. Like we were really into it back then. Anyways, so the question we're going to ask essentially is what was the best or most memorable Transformer related product, if you will, that you ever got for your birthday? I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Jazzy.
I didn't know specifically for birthday. I thought it was just gotten.
Well, let's say gift. With me, birthdays, it was kind of I got a lot of it, so I could actually apply. But let's say Christmas, I guess if you don't have birthday, then whatever then in relation to that.
I'm gonna say I think one of the earliest ones I got as a kid was Power Master Optimus Prime. So he was a base former. He was his own, I guess, deluxe Voyager, just like everything in one.
He would be like a leader. He'd be a leader class by today's standards.
Like today's standards, he'd just be he'd be a leader class, but he had like High Q would be the legend, and then his Optimus Prime form would be like the deluxe form, and then him as a Power Master would be your legend or your Voyager class, and then like it was just everything in one. It was just one of those things where I saw it as a kid and I was like, oh, that's so cool, and I behaved a proper good kid and I got it. I think also I would throw in there our MicroMasters. Shoot, which one was the one that had the play set that was like the communications tower? He was like a yellow truck.
Ironworks.
Yeah, Ironworks. So that was the one I got, and then I would take my my other MicroMasters Autobot race team, I think.
Name one of the members.
I think one of them was Swindle.
Swindler? That would be Sports Car Patrol.
Yeah,
yes.
Sports Car Patrol, and I just used them to drive around that thing, and like, oh, this base is over here, and then this other guy over here, Overlord is not Overlord. Overload is over there.
Overload.
So like that, those guys I remember having and really.
Everyone's
really
not Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, this is totally Ultra Magnus, and this this yellow Lamborghini with the red inside is totally Hot Rod /
Hot Rod. Yeah,
that's what I used to do.
I was the same.
And then I would take Swindler, and then I would half transform it into like a G-Walker mode, and I'd be like, that's Ed 209. Just milking the crap out of all these like toys that I had. It was super awesome.
I was the exact same way. There was back in the day there was an old Centaurions toy.
Oh.
That for years I used to pretend was Ed 209.
Oh, really?
Because like it's because it was missing the arms. So I'd have to like show a picture of it. If you saw how it looked without its arms, it kind of looks like Ed 209.
Oh,
so like
wow.
I found it at like Value Village when I was like, oh man, like 6-7 years old, and that was like my Ed 209 for years. And then it got lost in school. And never saw it ever again.
I got two more.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Titans Return Blitzwing when I left my old job and my coworkers wanted to get me something nice.
Oh, that's
cool. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I was just like, "Whoa, what's this?" And it's like, "Oh, you're leaving," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And it was luckily something I did not have, so it wasn't one of those things where they got it for me. And it's, "Oh, thanks, guys." Oh, great, that's a double,
Yeah,
I still have it, and I really appreciate it. And then last one is, this was a complete surprise, the GF1, the TF G1 OST record that we got from a friend of the podcast, David Cabal. Like, really, 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 really did not need to get me that, but it's greatly appreciated. And it's one of those things where I remember it was our first TFCon in Chicago, and I was bugging Tony Bacala about his mixes that he did back in it, like, oh my goodness, when we were in high school.
2001, I believe, was when he first uploaded them.
Yeah, and those things were really, really cool, and he had to like really figure out how to just get the small little clips, and like, because back then no one even had the full clean OST. And I remember talking to him about it, and he said somebody was trying to reverse, not engineer, but like trying to capture the OST as best
and
then
they
clean
can.
it up and then put it back out there. And I think there was 2 different projects he was talking about, and then we ended up getting this officially from Hasbro, which was really appreciative and really awesome. And I think the guy still managed to finish his project as well, because I think it was like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. So just like talking about that and then thinking about it, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's in your hand. It's just an insane long journey. It's just something that it's just the narrative I kind of put together in my head when I think about this record that I got. So I really appreciate it. It is something that didn't need to happen, but it's humbled. It's humbling. It's very, 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 very humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really is, and that's a cool one.
Yeah.
For me, I have pretty much the first time I ever had a gift that was Transformers related, a funny story, and then probably my best one that I ever got monetary wise. The first time I ever got a Transformer gift was actually some of my very first Transformer toys. It wasn't my first Transformer toy. For my birthday, I wish I could pinpoint the year, but probably it would be the year that when Micromasters came out, which was 91. But I remember like that year, Ninja Turtles was the thing. And like I had this huge birthday party. All the kids from my class came, and I knew that I was going to be getting the Turtle Party Wagon that week. And not the Turtle Party Wagon, not the Technodrome, the module, the drill.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Okay, that was like part of the first wave, right?
No, I think it was the second wave, I want to say.
It was early on. It was very early on.
Yeah, it was the early on. So, and I knew I was getting that because I remember asking for it, and my parents usually, they do this thing always with me, and I got smart to it very quickly where they go, oh, no, I don't know if we could find it. Sorry, son, and then they end up getting it. So I asked for that, and so I knew that was coming, but I remember, again, part of that year, like some other great presents that I got a lot of other cool stuff from different classmates, but one of the best ones was, and this day, I'm still not sure which guy it was exactly that got it for me. I think it was either, I don't want to say his full name, but it was either Michael or it was Joshua. It was one of these two that got me my first Micromasters, and he got me like 3 different 4-packs. And I remember getting those 4-packs and loving them, but then I remember because you got so many of them, it ended up becoming this trading thing, because then I went to school and I would like trade this one Micromaster for like I remember trading Red Hot, which was the fire truck one, for someone's Micromaster combiners. I was like, oh man, I get 2 in 1 and he just wants Red Hot. Sure, okay. So like those were like some of my very first Transformer presents that I ever got for a birthday were those Micromasters. It was the Military Patrol, Sports Car Patrol, and the Rescue Patrol. Then my funniest one ever was in high school. There was a gift exchange that was happening among the girls and the guys, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever, I'm gonna do that. And I remember I got some girl, and she was easy to buy presents for and stuff, so it wasn't too tough. And I was like, I wonder who got me. And then I was out with my buddy Joseph. You know who I'm talking about. He was originally known as Optimus Gold way back in the day, back in the 90s on the internet. And we were at Walmart together, and then he goes to me, he's like, hey...
Walmart or Zellers?
It was Walmart.
Oh,
it was
really?
Walmart specific. Yeah, I remember it was Walmart specifically in his area. And I remember with him when we were standing in the toy aisle, he's like, hey, I got a question. what Transformers do you own that you think is really good? And I was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, because, like, and then we were standing in front of the Beast Wars display, and this is when Transmetal 2s were out. And he's like, well, which ones do you own here that you think are really good? And I'm like, well, right now, all I own of the Transmetal 2s is Cheetor here, and I think that was it, actually. Yeah, just Cheetor.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, imagine how humbling it is, eh?
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. And so all I had was Transmetal 2 Cheetor out of all of those. And he's like, oh, is that the only one you have? I'm like, yeah. And in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, no, did Joseph get me? You know? Like, so he's pretty much trying to figure out what I don't have. That way he'll be able to buy it and be able to buy it for me and know that I don't have it already. And what was cool about it was he didn't just get me a deluxe. He ended up getting me Cyber Shark.
Ah, nice.
Which would be Cyber Gale Shark or Skybite in Robots in Disguise.
It's the best one.
So yeah, it is
one of the best ones. Excuse me.
So, but I just thought it was so funny because then, like, obviously weeks later we do the actual gift. I think it was for Christmas or something, but it was like then we did the actual gift exchange, and then when he gave it to me, I was like, yeah, I knew what you were trying to do then. You know, it's kind of push you in the right direction. I should have just said, oh, I have all of these except this one here, this depth charge. Yeah. And then the last one, probably the best one that I got, and it was a birthday present from my parents, and it's more specifically from my father. And it's like, if I say this one, people are going to be like, what? That was a present? Canadian edition Pepsi Optimus Prime.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Now,
explain yourself, sir.
Yeah,
explain yourself.
Pretty much how the story works is my father knew a guy who was pretty much a toy picker, if you will, and his wife worked at Value Village, so he pretty much had he didn't know toys, but like he pretty much, like, his wife knew what old Star Wars stuff looked like. So he would get it and then he would turn around and sell it to collectors.
Right.
You know, and if he had something rare, he wouldn't really know it, you know? So this guy also talked to my father because the die-cast cars and the vinyl records and stuff. So whenever a Transformer would come through his hands, he would contact my dad and go, hey, I have this. And I think I was like maybe 14, 15 at the time. And then my dad would be like, oh, hey, Roy, that's what the guy's name was. You know, he has this guy here, and it's like, you know, it's like a skull-faced guy that's like a shell that opens. Like, oh, he has a Pretender shell, you know? So, and I'd get so much great stuff through that guy because he didn't really know prices. He just kind of knew what he paid. And he would I remember when he would sell it to me, he'd be like, oh, that's a really good piece, eh? It's a nice piece. He would always call it a piece because to him, it was like, if it's a large thing, okay, $40. If it's a small thing, $10,
right.
You know? And my dad was like, yeah, I got this Optimus Prime from him. And it was the Pepsi Optimus Prime, the Canadian one. And he's like, I got it for $50. And only because it was complete, because it had the trailer, all the little pieces. And my dad asked him, he's like, where did he get it? He's like, oh, I went to like a flea market in Stittsville and some guy had it. And he was asking, you know, he probably wasn't straight with my dad what he paid. He's like, oh, he was asking $10. So I figured, you know, make a little something. Probably got it for nothing. You know, you have to understand, this is before people were smart to like everything being worth money.
Well, yeah, this is before the prevalence of the internet in your hand.
Yeah, of course.
Literally,
yeah, exactly.
in your hand, you know.
This had to be if I had to date it, like 97, maybe 97, 98.
Yeah, people barely had cell phones at that point.
Exactly.
And if you did, it was a brick.
So there you go. So, you know, and to this day, it's like, even my dad, he still brags about that. You know, he's just like, you know, it's like, yeah, because I always talk about how I found Star Saber, you know, like a mint in box one. I found it at a Value Village, but it's like, you know, even my dad's like, yeah, but I got you Pepsi Prime from a flea market, you know, like from a collect. And it is probably one of my most valuable items still to this day. And then years later, I would find a box for it too, which really just adds to it. But yeah, that's probably one of my best ones too. But yeah, I mean, let us know one that you have, like a really good memory of a present or something that you got, and post it just like to share, because I figured it'd make a good topic because so many people were asking me. And just to let people know, did I get any Transformer presents for my birthday? This year I didn't, actually. I got a lot of stuff, but oddly enough, none of it was actually Transformers related. A lot of it was more just adult stuff, if anything, and I don't mean it in a spicy kind of way. I mean it more in a just like someone got me like gift cards for like clothing and stuff, and one person was like, "Oh, could I take you out to eat?" Like all those more adult kind of things.
Yeah.
But I did get a few presents here. Again, Ultra Primal, he sent me a cool Proto Man plushie.
Ah, nice.
In the mail. It was really unexpected, really when you come home from work and you're all like exhausted, and there's a package in the mail, and there's a birthday card, and brings a smile to the old face. So again, let us know what your presents were. Let us know some awesome stuff that you got on your birthday.